Oi, boys, welcome back to another Penrith Panthers career mode video. We are in the second last game of the regular season, but before we get started, if you're watching this right now, be sure to drop a hashtag OddSquad in the comment section down below, or go ahead and leave a cheeky fist bump. Jumping into today's game, the second last game of the regular season, and we are taking on the St. George Illawarra Dragons. Looking at the ladder, the Dragons are a team with nothing to lose, which is always a threat in this game. Do not ask me why, that's just always the case on this game. As for us, we are sitting at 4th at the moment, but look how competitive the top 4 is at the moment. How good. So we're pretty much in the middle of the pack. Above us are the Storm and the Eels, 32 and 31 points, and equal with us on 30 points are the Warriors and the Sea Eagles, so it should be good. Also, I forgot to mention, my mixer that I've had for like 8 years plus ended up dying on me. And instead of buying a new mixer, I just bought a new mic, so if the quality isn't as good as the last, apologies for that. I do have a new mic. As we start sending it down the line, we try to put Cleary through, back on the inside, but it's well read by the Dragons. All these games, high stakes matches, as Tedavano finds a bit of space. We are just before the halfway line. Feeling good about the attack in this match, as we hit another switch. Actually, not that much ground made, but we'll be kicking from within our own half of the field. As we chuck up a bomb on the opposition 30. Yellow. Who's this? Mikaele Ravalawa with the kill him. He gets pulled up around their 40. It's a decent start, but they do stuff it up as they get players running into each other. They eventually drop the ball, and they give us our first shot in their own half. On the 40, a scrum, a simple draw and pass, but we don't draw the man. Looking a little short to the left. Luai unable to get a pass away. Still plenty of time to work. As we get it on the 30, that's a beautiful ball to Tedavano. Just sliced right through the defensive line. As we get wrapped up on the 10, we send it to the right. Brett Naden unable to beat his man. 2 tackles remain. Cleary drops it on the toe for himself. And it's a clean little grubber kick to open the scoring here. I mean, if all else fails, the go-to move would be the grubber kick. And Cleary gets it done as he converts. Gets us out to 6 points. First quarter done and dusted. The Dragons are looking to get out of their own half of the field, as they go out the back and they throw a pass that gets picked off. Nathan Cleary. Dragons playing like their position on the ladder. Terrible so far. As Cleary goes short to Martin. They've been quite the combination, much like Luai and Kikau, or should I say Luai and Crichton. As we quickly shift it, try and get To'o some work. With 2 to go, Corisau sends it wide to Isaiah Yo, gets an offload away, and it's going to be Jerome Luai. This time, just a bit of pace, nice little pass from Yo, and a little in and away on their fullback Dufty. As we dive into the corner, it'll be green lights all around. I'm actually glad the Dragons are playing terribly, as I do not want to drop a game on the way to the finals. And that's a good kick by Cleary, gets us up by 12 points. First half done and dusted, and we lead the Dragons 12 points to 0. The Dragons playing some of the worst footy we've seen in this season so far. As we take a look at the stat sheet, and it pretty much mimics the scoreboard. Look at the completions, 3 from 7, 5 errors. They have only missed 1 tackle, but still, terrible play by the Dragons at the moment. Can we continue to pile on the points as we go to Cleary? Again, just quick ball movement. Martin almost gets around his man, but we are wrapped up inside the 30. Cleary this time. The pass goes to ground. Upbeat Kodisha got on the way. McInnes, the skipper, will get wrapped up. 15 outs. Can the Dragons cross the line? As Paul Vaughan settles it around the 10. Dragons on the attack. It's Adam Clune. He's wrapped up 5 meters out. Some quick passing and the Dragons again make another error, this time in the form of a forward pass. And that relieves a bit of pressure for us. So back at the scrum, we go to Edwards. Edwards, there's the drawing pass, the flat ball. But Crichton he's run down, but we get the pass away anyway to the source. He scoops it up. And we will race away for our 3rd try of the game. Another fairly simple try, this time on the back of the scrum. Such a simple play on the back of the scrum, but the pass can get a little tricky to time as we convert from right in front and we go up by 18. Alright, Uppy takes the tackle instead. As we go to Burton, shows it, tries to scoot through that little gap, but it closed pretty quickly. So we go back to Luai, a floater. One of the worst parts about the game, those floating passes. As we go to Burton, we get the tackle count reset. Luai scoops it up. And we'll be looking to extend this lead. Dragons are super vulnerable right now. But we instead throw a forward pass of our own. Seeing a lot more forward passes now. Before it was interceptions. But now it's the forward pass that's creeping its way into the game. Some of them are pretty flat passes too. Well, in my opinion at least. As Duffy gets around one. Off the back of the scrum. They go for the old switch play, the inside ball, but Dylan Edwards does well to stop McInnes. Second, Dragons, wide right, Clune straight through the gap, shrugs off one defender, and he's finally wrapped up by 2. As they go short, McInnes, does he crash his way over? And I believe so. Our boy Spencer Laniu unable to contain the Dragon skipper. A well-deserved try too. He's had a pretty decent game. Well, he's been the most involved as far as I can see. They will get the green lights. As Zach Lomax from right in front, having a pretty quiet game. He does convert though. Inside the final quarter, that's a pretty decent run by Blake Laurie. He's wrapped up just beyond their 40, they go wide. Tarek Sims runs it up. And he's wrapped up at halfway. Back to Laurie. Laurie to Ravalawa, gets around one. Shrugs off another, and he's finally wrapped up by 2 defenders. The Dragons showing a bit of heart. They've had a bit of momentum now off that try. As Ben Hunt, his grubber was terrible. But the skipper scoops it up. Fends off a defender. And he does find the line for his 2nd try. A little bit of luck for Ben Hunt and his directionless grubber kick. Oh no, the Dragons, they're back in it. Man, we cannot make meters now. I don't know what's going on. But it's the 4th now. We get it out to Luai. We have to try and boot our way out of trouble. As Tufty takes the catch, gets around one. Thankfully, Mansour's there to wrap him up. As they go to Trent Merrin, the veteran. I thought he was back. I'm not sure if he's played ever since he's been back to Oz. But I swear I saw that he got signed to the Dragons again. Oh, Luai gets bumped off. A little drawing pass, poor Vaughan. Blake Laurie, you beast. Laurie and McInnes getting the Dragons back into the match, man. What a run. Lomax with pretty much a gimme kick. And he does even it up. Yikes, boys, we are going into Golden Point extra time. I don't know how, but we're going into extra time. We've had a terrible record. If you've been keeping up with the series, you'll know we do not do well in OT. So far, so good. Just got to keep them on this side of the field. As they tried to get a kick away, but I think it ricochets. It's a pretty terrible kick. We do keep them within their 40 though. And it's Corbin Sims, a pretty big boot on that one. As we try and find a hole with Edwards, unsuccessful. Cleary setting up to the right, inside ball play, but we hit Naden on the outside. He cuts back inside, gets around Dufty, and we are 20 out. Second tackle. Do we go for the drop goal? As Isaiah Yo does well to hold on to that. Gets knocked into next week. A little switch to Luai. Trying to set them up, but Luai's held up at the ruck. So we go to Crichton. Edwards. Out to Martin, the draw and pass. Naden through. Untouched. And we finally collect the win in golden point extra time. And what a way to do it too. Some smooth passing. Eventually created the overlap. Naden going through untouched. And man, oh man. It's going to be a big game coming up against the Manly Seagulls. The Dragons did well to stay in the game for as long as they did. I mean, they took it to golden point extra time. I'll admit, we kind of took our foot off the gas, after those 3 tries we scored. But thankfully, we get it done in golden point extra time. McInnes picks up man of the match. As always, if you want to see more Rugby League Live 4 content or more content in general, be sure to run it straight at that like button. Thank you for tuning in. And I'll see you.
When it's time, I will never need a doubt who's behind. That's my
later.
Team, that's my team. Loyalty over everything. That's my team. That's my team. From the bottom where we grinding. That's my team. That's my team. To the top where we shining. That's my team. That's my team.